Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today's lecture is about the basic science skills. It is the first unit from the class 6. What comes in your mind when you talk about the science? With the word science, your mind blow with the questions. Why it happens, how it happens, what is going on around us. All these things are related to the science. It means in science we explore the world around us. In exploring the world, different questions comes in our mind. We see the things, observe the things, and we predict different things. It means the science is a process of knowing the world around us using the observation, prediction, and measurement. Now, what is this observation and the prediction? Prediction is making a forecast of what a future observation may be. It means we just forecast the things that in the future it will happen, and this is based on what we have already know. Observation is an active information gathering using our five senses. We collect the information by our senses, by observing the things, by taking interest in the things, so questions arise in our mind. And this observation involves the recording of the data by using our five senses as well as by using the scientific instruments. You can understand this prediction and observation by a simple example. Just like if you look at the sky and you see the dark clouds over the sky, what you think about? Due to these clouds, you just observe that there are the clouds. It means there will be rain in some time. Now this is your observation that there are the clouds in the sky, and the rain will happen in a few time or in evening or after few hours. It is your prediction. You are making the forecast that it will be rain in some time. From this we can say that the science includes a way of doing daily life activities, observing and recording the things, asking the questions, putting the ideas to test. You do the experiment whether your observation will be right or not, and you are forecasting on the things it will happen or not. You collect the evidences through these experiments, and then finally you draw some result from this. You draw the conclusion from all these observation and calculation. What is the importance of the measurement? Measurement is one of the most fundamental concepts in the science. It helps in making the correct calculations. It helps the scientist to conduct the experiments. It is important in all fields of life. Measurements are of the two types. One is the qualitative measurement and second is the quantitative measurement. Now, what is the difference between these two measurements? In case of the qualitative measurements, we describe the quality of a substance. Just like you say that the color of the toy is red, it is the smell of the rotten food or the rotten egg, and the color of this bag is black. These all are the qualities. These are describing the quality of a substance. So it is the qualitative substance. We just describe the quality. And in case of the quantitative measurements, we put some number there. Just like the height of this thing is 190 centimeter, the height of the girl is 5 feet. In the same way, I want 6 meter cloth. When we put some number there, it will show the quantity of the substance. So in case of the qualitative measurements, we just describe a quality. In case of the quantitative measurements, we describe the quantity of the substance. There are 5 basic quantities that is used in the science, that is the length, mass, time, temperature and the volume. For measuring the length, we use the instrument, it is the meter rule or the measuring tape. And the unit for measuring the length, it is the millimeter, centimeter, meter or the kilometer. These are the 4 units are used to describe the length of a substance. And in these 4 units, meter is taken as the SI unit. SI unit stands for the System International Unit. It means this unit is recognized as the standard unit and is used all over the world. Second quantity is the mass of a substance, and we use balance for measuring the mass of a substance. And the unit for measuring the mass is the gram and the kilogram. Kilogram is the SI unit, System International Unit, standard unit used all over the world. Third quantity is the time, and for measuring the time we use the watch or the clock. You are well familiar of it, and this time is measured in seconds, minutes or hours. Second is the System International Unit or SI unit. Fourth quantity is the temperature. For measuring the temperature we use the thermometer, and this temperature is measured in 2 units, whether we use the degree Celsius scale or the degree Fahrenheit scales. Degree Celsius scale is denoted by the C and degree Fahrenheit is denoted by the capital F. Last quantity is the volume. Volume is measured for the liquids, and we use the measuring cylinder for measuring the volume. And the unit for these are the millimeters and liters. Liter is the international unit for measuring the liquids. Now you have learned about the basic quantities. Now how can interconvert the measuring units into one another? For example, here you can see the measurement of the length. We use the scale for measuring the length, that is the 1 meter is equal to the 100 centimeter. And in the same way, when meter is converted into the millimeters, then 1 meter will be equal to the 1000 millimeter, and 1 kilometer is equal to the 1000 meters. In this you can see that meter, centimeter, millimeter and kilometer, they are interconvertible into each other. We can convert the one unit into another unit. In the same way you can see the measurement of the time, and for the time you have learned that time is measured in hours, minutes and seconds. Now how can we interconvert these? 1 hour is equal to the 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to the 60 seconds. Temperature is measured in 2 units, Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale, and the standard is the 37 degree centigrade, and 37 Celsius scale is equal to the 98.6 Fahrenheit. It is a normal body temperature. And when we take it on freezing point of the water or the boiling point of the water, how these are equalized? At 0 degree centigrade or 0 Celsius scale, water freezes. It is a freezing point of the water. 0 degree centigrade is the freezing point of the water, or you can say that 32 Fahrenheit is the freezing point of the water. In the same way, at 100 degrees centigrade, at 100 Celsius, water boils. Boiling point of the water is 100 degrees centigrade, or it is 212 Fahrenheit. At 212 Fahrenheit, water start boiling. Mass is measured in kilogram or the grams. Often you have when you purchase some fruit or vegetable, So in which unit you purchase, it will be the kilogram or the gram. You say that I need this 1 kilogram of the thing, or how many grams of the things. So 1 kilogram contain 1000 grams. And in the same way, in form of the liquids, when we measure the liquids, then we consider the unit liters and milliliters. So 1 liter is equal to the 1000 milliliters. You have learned about the basic quantities. Now the topic is the microscope. You have often seen the microscope in your labs. Microscope is an instrument designed to produce the magnified images of the objects which are not visible to the naked eye. Magnified image means the image of the object is enlarged. We see a very big image of a very small thing. And not visible to the naked eye means you cannot see with your simple eyes. We cannot see, they are invisible to our eyes. So to see these invisible things which are not visible to our eyes, we use the microscope. Here you can see the diagram of this microscope. In this diagram you see the different parts. First part is the eyepiece lens. At the top is the eyepiece lens, and it is at the top and through which we view the image of the object. Second part is the objective lens. Purpose of these objective lens is used to see the size of the object that will be enlarged. Means large size of the object we can see through these objective lens. These objective lens are of the different parts, and through these objective lens we can see the 10, 20 or 30,000 times greater image of the object. Third part is the stage, and this is the place where the glass slide is placed for the observation. We put our glass slide over this stage, and through these objective lens magnified image is produced, and through this eyepiece lens we can see this enlarged image. In the last you can see the coarse and fine adjustment. What is the purpose of these two? These are used to focus the slide in the microscope. We adjust the slide in the microscope through these adjustments. Here you can see some laboratory operators that is commonly used in the labs. First one is the beaker. Beaker is a cylindrical glass or plastic vessel. Means it is made of the glass or it is made of the plastic, and it is used for holding the chemicals or the liquids in it. Second is the conical flask, and it is used for the mixing, heating and stirring the liquids. Third one is the china dish. It is also known as the evaporating dish. So what we do in this china dish, we just put the liquid in this and we heat it so that the liquid comes into the vapor state. Tripod stand is used to support and hold the various things in the during the experiments. Just like you can put the china dish or glass dish or some beaker or conical flask over this tripod stand during the experiment. Next you can see this Bunsen burner. It provides the adjustable heat. Adjustable heat means you can increase or decrease the flame of this burner according to your experiment. And in the last you can see this wire gauze. This wire gauze is used to protect the glassware from the flame. It means whenever we want to heat the flask or some other glass things or china dish over the Bunsen burner, we put that glassware over this wire gauze and then we put this over the flame. We do not directly heat over the flame. we do not directly heat the glasswares over the flame, but we heat through this wire gas. You can see the test tubes here. These are the slim glass vessels or thin glass vessels and have the round bottom. It is used to hold small quantities during the experiments. And it is the funnel, and this funnel is used to pour the liquids or grainy substances into the container of the small openings. You have often, I think, used these funnels in your homes also in different ways. In the lab, you have commonly seen these samples over the some glasswares or some bottles of the chemicals. So what are the meaning of these samples? The first is the corrosive. You can see here the hand is shown, and if it means the liquid, if it is poured over your hand, it will destroy the living tissues of your skin, or it can damage your eyes. It is corrosive in nature, means it can burn your tissues. Second is, you can see here a face with the bones. It means it is the poisonous substance. It can cause the death if it is swallowed, if it is taken in mouth, or it is breathed, or it is absorbed by the skin. It can cause the death of the person. Last one, you can see here the symbol of this fire. It means this substance is flammable. It can easily catch the fire. It can easily burn. You must wear the laboratory coat so that that didn't directly apply over your skin. And fifth one is the never taste or inhale anything such as the chemicals, gases, because they may be the dangerous for your health. It may cause the death of a person for tasting or inhaling the gases or tasting some solids in the body. Thank you for listening me. Now concentrate to your books and solve your queries. Allah Hafiz.